Hello, everyone, and welcome to iCritic Live. This is the podcast where we talk about entertainment, pop culture, and life in between. I'm your host, Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. And the Game Awards are just about around the corner. Because here's the thing. The Game Awards, they've basically, whether it's right or wrong, they've kind of become the de facto Oscars for the gaming industry. They're still a little different from the Oscars, mainly in the sense that instead of industry people voting for these categories and everything like that, people like you and me can vote for these awards. Now, I have made my disgust of the People's Choice Awards very well known because I personally do not think that the general public is always the best arbiter of taste, and I include myself in that. But let's be honest, voting is fun. Voting can be fun. You sometimes feel very accomplished when you vote. So I'm going to be voting. There's 29 categories for the Game Awards, and I'm going to be voting. And, I'm not making this to, encourage you which way to vote or anything like that. I'm just wanting to show you how I'm going to vote. And you can decide whether or not, I have good taste or not. But, these are my choices. Now, the first category that we're voting for is Game of the Year, which I kind of wish they would make you wait till last to vote for this one, but oh well. And the nominees are Clara Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. So this one's going to be pretty much easier. There's actually 4 here that would be worthy, but I'm voting for Expedition 33. That's oh, you can download the cards now. That is interesting. You can download cards. So anyway, you can also share your vote and everything like that. So let's continue. And by the way, feel free to comment on my choices as we go along with this. If you are disgusted at a choice or something, I'd love to know. Okay, best gaming direction. So this is basically a direction. The nominees are Clara Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, or Yotei, I should say, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. So here's where you might be surprised. I'm actually going to vote for Death Stranding 2 On the Beach because direction-wise, you cannot deny that is just a work of art. So even though I consider Clara Obscure Expedition 33 to be the better game, I think Kojima had the better direction, personally. Also, the world of Death Stranding 2 is just so much more expansive than the world in Clara Expedition, which admittingly was made at a much lower budget, but there you go. So, okay. Now we have Best Narrative. So the nominees are Clara Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. Now, I would almost pick Silent Hill F if it wasn't for Clara Obscure Expedition 33. So that's going to be my choice. Probably not a huge surprise, but there you go. Now, the next category is Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design. Don't worry, girl. My dog's back there. So if you hear her barking, it's because she realizes she's not getting attention. So, okay. So the nominees are Clara Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm actually, if we're talking about art direction, I'm going to go with Hades 2. I think that one's definitely got the best art direction. Lilo, come here if you don't want, if you're getting jealous. So come here, girl. Sorry, folks. It's live. It's live, and I don't want to put a shock collar on her, if you know what I mean. Let me grab her because I think she's just... Actually, I don't even know why I'm wearing the headphones. It's not like I'm interviewing anyone. Come on, girl. You wanna sit in my lap? You wanna join me for the voting of the Game Awards? You want a little attention? This is Lilo. She likes to join me sometimes. So I think she's just gonna join us. So all right. So Hades 2, best art direction. Okay, best score and music. This one's going to be a tough one. The nominees are Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silksong, Darren Korb for Hades 2, Lorraine Testard for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Tomo Otowa for Ghost of Yotei, and Woodkind and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Ghost of Yotei has gotten so many nominations. I'm surprised it's not up for Game of the Year. So I am going to vote for Claire Obscure Expedition 32. I do think the music in that is very good. Most of the music in all of these are very good, but this is definitely the most cinematic in my opinion. So that is what I am going to choose. Okay, best audio design. We have Battlefield 6, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F. I'm going to go with Silent Hill F because there's definitely a balance between music, sound effects, and silence, and that is an art in this game. So, girl, if you're gonna lick me, you're gonna shake the table. Pugs, I tell you. Well, most people are listening to this as an audio podcast anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right. Best performance awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. I really wish they would separate these categories by male and female and lead and supporting, but whatever. So we have Ben Starr for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Charlie Cox for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei, Jennifer English for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Kanatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circles. This one's a tough one. This is a real tough one. I am not going to lie. I'm going to go with Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei. Like, I wish I could give, because some of these are leads, some of these are supporting, some of these are male, some of these are female. I wish they would separate them. I really wish they would, but since I can only pick one, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei is going to be my choice, even though I'm tempted to change it to Jennifer English, but no, I'm going to stick with it. Innovation in accessibility. And now this is recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technologies, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. We have... I'm not entirely sure what the criteria of this is. The nominations are Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom, The Dark Ages, EA Sports, FC 26, and South of Midnight. I'm going to pick South of Midnight by virtue of the fact that this is like the best game that they have listed here. I don't know what the criteria is for innovation and accessibility. You'd think this would like go to something like, say, the Xbox controller for disabled people, but apparently it goes to games. I don't know what this award actually means. If someone could tell me in the comments, I would love to know. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to pick South of Midnight because it's the best game here and criminally underplayed, which is a shame because it's on Game Pass and everything. So, All right. Games for impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Okay. That I do understand. And the nominees are Consume Me, Despilote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonder Stop. I'm going to be honest, I've only played South of Midnight, so it just gets my vote automatically. You can complain about, well, why are you voting? Like, guys, this is just fun. And this is a really good game, so don't complain if it wins. Some things. Best ongoing, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. So the nominees are Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. Well, I've played a few of these. Fortnite would be the logical choice, but I don't particularly care for Fortnite. I'm voting for Final Fantasy XIV, which I do play. I wish Phantasy Star Online 2 was here, but whatever. Can't win them all, right? Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates patches. So, look, I'm going to vote for Final Fantasy XIV again. But, just to let you know, we have Baldur's Gate 3, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky as well. But again, I'm going to vote for Final Fantasy XIV. So best independent game for an outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. The nominees are Absalom, Ball X Pit, Blue Prince. I'm actually kind of glad to see that nominated for something. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, here's one thing that's kind of cool. I'm glad that 3 of these independent games are also nominated for Game of the Year. But if I'm voting for Claire Obscure Expedition 33 for Game of the Year, I'm obviously going to have to vote for it for Best Independent Game, because that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, best debut indie game. They have Blue Prince, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Despilote, and Dispatch. Now, I haven't played Dispatch, although I've heard great things about it. I did play Blue Prince. That was pretty cool. But again, if I'm voting for Game of the Year, Claire Obscure 33, I'm going to have to vote for it for best indie debut as well. It just doesn't make any sense to not. Okay, now we have best mobile game. And we have Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves. I'm gonna go with Sonic Rumble. Why not? I like Sonic games, and that's a pretty good one. So there you go. Hey girl, how you doing? If you're watching this, you can see my pug. So best VR AR for the best game experience playable in a virtual or augmented reality introspective platform. I've actually played a few of these. So we have Alien Rogue Insurrection, Arcane Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk. I'm going to go with Ghost Town. That's a pretty fun game. Not going to lie. That kind of games like that are what makes keeping my VR headset worthwhile. All right, for the best action game, we have Battlefield 6, Doom, The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Now, I know that the Game Awards nominated Hades 2 for best action game, which means that's probably going to win come the night of the Game Awards, but I'm going to vote for Ninja Gaiden 4, because I think that's the best action game I played last year. By the way, Joshman Gamer 255 has commented, I hope Sonic Racing beat Mario Kart World for best racing game. Sonic Racing is better in so many levels. Well, I haven't gotten to best racing game yet, so let's see how I vote for that. Best action adventure. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, we have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Faction. Now, I normally would have picked Indiana Jones and the Best Circle, but Ghost of Yotei is there. Stop it, girl. So I'm going to have to do that. I don't know what Death Stranding 2 is. It's not really an action-adventure game. So you can hear Lilo. She's, good. Pugs are so much fun. But I hate it when they're loud. Stop being loud. Okay? So, all right. Best RPG. Okay, you know what I'm going to vote for on this one. But the nominees are Avowed, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. I'm picking Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Look, if it's a game of the year, it's obviously the best RPG of the year as well. It just is what it is. Best fighting game. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat, the nominees are 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtual Fighter 4 Revo World Stage. I'm going with Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage because I do like the Virtual Fighting series. Girl, we'll settle down soon, okay? We'll settle down. Okay, best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So the nominees are Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Split Faction. Now, I know that Josh Gamer would like to probably for me to pick Sonic Racing Cross Worlds here. So I mean, and maybe I will when we get to the racing game, but Donkey Kong Bonanza, like of these choices, that's the obvious one to vote for from my perspective. So I'm going to go with that. Okay, now we have best sim/strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. We have Final Fantasy Tactics, the Valis Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7. Stop it, girl. Tempest Rising, The Altars in the 2 Point Museum. See, this is the thing with pugs. They're wonderful dogs. They really are. But they get lonely. They want attention. And when I'm not paying attention to her, she gets a little anxious. She's a snuggle pug. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm picking Final Fantasy Tactics on this one. That's kind of like the no-brainer out of this selection, kind of like the last category. Don't worry, girl. I've only got like 9 left. Okay, best sports racing game. We have EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross World. So, what will I pick here? I'm going to pick Sonic Racing Cross Worlds because honestly, I do agree with you, Josh. I do think this is a better game than Mario Kart World. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one. Okay. Best multiplayer game. The nominees are Ace Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Faction. By the way, I'm kind of surprised Battlefield 6 has been nominated for all these awards. I didn't think that game was anything special. But I'm going to go with Split Faction on this one. I actually think that's a pretty creative game. Boy, Buzzsprout's going to have fun, like, editing out your sniffing. Okay, best adaptation, recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. The nominees are a Minecraft movie. That one should lose, just for the record. Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. So, I'm going to do something a little unpopular here. I'm picking Splinter Cell Death Watch because even though I really love The Last of Us Season 2, 1, I voted for Season 1, and Season 2 just... I understand why they ended it where they did, but it ended in an awkward place. So I'm going to pick Splinter Cell Death Watch, which is on Netflix for the record. And by the virtue of me voting for it, that means I highly recommended. So there you go. Josh, man, I guess you left... or you didn't see, I actually did vote for Sonic Racing. Now, I didn't do that because you asked. I did that because I actually did think of the nominees. That was the best one. Okay. By the way, speaking of Netflix, I just got this notification that Netflix wins the Warner Brothers Discovery bidding war and enters exclusive deal talks. They're offering $30 a share and a $5 billion breakup fee. So I'm worried about that one, to be honest. So, all right. Most anticipated. This is like a crazy. crazy thing. Like, I don't know why we're giving awards to anticipated things. The nominees are 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and Witcher 4. I'm going to go with Marvel's Wolverine just because I'm playing Spider-Man 2 right now, and man, it's fun. So I'd like to see what they do with the Wolverine character, but I don't know if we should be giving awards to games that technically haven't even been made or released yet. Okay, Content Creator of the Year. This is like for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2025. We have K-Droll, Kai Senet, Moist Critical, Sakura Miko, and The Burnt Peanut. I'm going with Moist Critical because I guess I like his videos the best of these 5. But I also like Adam Korlick's videos better in general. So, best esports game. I don't really play any of these, but you have to vote for one of them. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. Does anyone want to help me out with this one? Because I just don't know. I don't play any of these. I don't play any of these, so I just don't. What the heck? League of Legends. I've heard of it. Why not? Best esports athlete. Okay, I don't know any of these people at all. I just don't. But someone in here, Menard, saw Leonardo is here for Street Fighter. So what the heck? I'll vote for him. Just why the heck not? Best esports team. Again, I don't really watch esports. Gen G, they play League of Legends. Why not? I'm just shooting randomly at this point. Okay. Round 2, Player's Voice. Which is your favorite game of the year's? Player's Voice is a 100% fan of voted award across 3 rounds. Okay. So this apparently has a few rounds. I guess I can pick 3 of these for my favorite game of the year. So I'm obviously going to pick Clara Obscure, Expedition 33. I'm going to pick Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm going to pick Ghost of Yotei. I'm going to pick, I guess I'll pick Death Stranding 2. And I'll pick Hades 2. So those are my votes on that. Okay. So there we go. Those are my votes for the Game of the Year awards. And Josh asks, what is the main reason you think Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a better racing game than Mario Kart World? Simple fact, I just think it's a little bit more fun. That's all. So anyway, boy, that's disappointing news to hear about Netflix buying Warner Brothers. That's really going to hurt theatrical if that actually goes through. So very concerned about that one. But anyway, those are my votes for the Game of the Year awards. I'd like to know, what do you think of these choices? What are some of your choices? I'd love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.